Hello everyone, welcome to another lesson on the unit circle. Once again, the unit circle is a circle that has a radius of 1. And what we're going to look at is we're going to put a right angled triangle in our unit circle. So for instance, this right angled triangle in our unit circle has a hypotenuse of 1, and then your x and y value on your Cartesian plane is x and y. But we could look at it a different way. If we call this theta, this angle, if we found the sine of theta, it would be equal to y over 1, and therefore y is equal to sine theta. If you did the cosine theta, so that's adjacent over hypotenuse, that's equal to x over 1, and therefore x is equal to cosine theta. So now you've changed your xy value to cosine theta, sine theta. So your x is now cosine theta, your y is now sine theta. Other things we can do is we realize that this is a right angled triangle, and therefore we can use Pythagoras, where x squared plus y squared is equal to 1 squared. But we've already said that x is equal to cosine theta, so it changed to cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1. Where this comes handy is if you get a question like this, where sine theta is equal to negative 3 over 4, what is cosine theta? Well, if you plug that in, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta, but sine theta is negative 3 over 4, so negative 3 over 4 squared is equal to 1. So cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus 9 over 16. Cosine squared theta is equal to 7 over 16, and therefore cosine theta is equal to plus or minus root 7 over 4. Now sometimes they ask questions where they say theta can only be between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. So 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi, so we're only looking at this angle, and because of that your sine value would be negative, but your cosine value would only be positive. So you wouldn't put the plus or minus if they told you that angle that it has to be between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. When we look at the unit circle, we have lots of different things that we can analyze. For instance, if we had, let's just take one of these, cosine negative theta is equal to cosine theta. So what does that mean? Well, cosine theta, let's look at this cosine theta. Cosine theta, so for, let's say for the, pi over 6, is equal to root 3 over 2. Well, what is cosine negative theta? Cosine negative theta would be down here. Well, cosine theta is your x value, and your x value would be the exact same whether it's cosine theta or cosine negative theta. So all these rules here are here to help you out, to come up with different kinds of ways of solving problems. For instance, if you got 2 cosine theta plus cosine negative theta, we can convert this to cosine 2 cosine theta plus cosine theta. And if you've got 2 cosine thetas and you add another cosine theta, you now have 3 cosine theta. So it's just a way of simplifying an expression. Hope that helps. Have a good day.